What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. In today's video, I'm joined by TopherSmurph to talk about the big Korea update where we're getting 2 new units, a new raid, and a bunch of other stuff. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Today I'm joined by TopherSmurph. What's going on, man?
Not much, bro. Thanks for having me.
Of course, we've been buddies for a little bit now, but we're talking about an update that Korea's getting today that's pretty
hmm
much in line with the update we're getting in 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, it's very similar in a lot of ways.
Now, the first thing is the guild hideout, which I think is a very hype thing in my opinion. Really brings the guild together because right now, only thing that brings you together is once a week doing guild raid, right?
Yep, that is the only thing. And I will say, like, for the game to continue to grow and thrive, it's going to be building the community. And this is hopefully, this is a good first step in continuing to build that community and keeping the community together. So, yeah, very important that we keep doing stuff for guilds.
Now, it's going to have the hot spring, so you don't have to go to Florence every day.
Thank God,
It'll
yes.
be interesting to see if it's actually a higher percent or other options.
Yeah, I'm going to
Because you
guess
have to
probably
have guild
not,
level
but
5 for this.
it's true. Yeah, you do have to have guild level 5.
So that might be a reason to have a slightly, like, instead of 2% per stack, make it 3% per stack. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
That would be something really interesting. Guild exclusive fishing spot. Uh,
Mm,
Theirs doesn't say it, but the one we're getting in 3 weeks says you can get event fish
yeah.
there, which right now, if you go on the exchange, they're selling pretty high.
They are. They're extremely expensive, and you need all those fish, those special event fish for your master professions. I know most of you guys aren't there yet, but you'll get there, and it's very expensive.
Hmm.
Lots of fish.
And convenient facilities, but they go a little bit into it right here. Guild search headquarters at the guilds and scarecrow. So guild search, it sounds like you'll also be able to, instead of fishing, it sounds like we might have a guild lizard.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, he'll just be in a nice central location, which is helpful.
And then scarecrow. So we were talking a little bit off stream about this, and I think this harkens back to what Final Fantasy 14 has, where they have a test dummy in all the main cities, very
Mhm.
similar to what you have right now in the training dummy. If you go to your skill tab, but having one at your home location, this might be interesting. I'm thinking the only reason to use this and why it might be something is when you're testing, everyone else can see you're testing at the same time.
Yeah.
Everyone in
Also
your
like to
guild
see
can
like
compare numbers and stuff.
if maybe like they could have like a group testing zone at the guild.
Well, that's
Um,
kind of what I think this is.
yeah. So hopefully that's exactly what it is. Yeah, not just like another name for what we already have. Yeah, hopefully.
What I think is important about the test dummy that we have, though, is the test dummy that we have, you can change the elements. So
Right.
I'm assuming Scarecrow is going to be base element, but also you can change it between regular or boss because HP percent monsters work differently on bosses than
Right.
other units. Yeah, right here it says test your skills. Now, their big
Look at the gap.
update, which we don't have coming to NA, is this new raid, Paracord.
Yeah.
He sounds really cool. They don't tell us a whole lot about his mechanics, but the main thing they tell us about him is that he actually has elements, which none of the other raid
Right.
bosses have elements. And I think this is going to be a huge thing for Orbia specifically, because of how her mana regen works. All of our
True.
3 summoners get mana back. Orbia gets 10% chance if she attacks with element advantage.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this also might be good for Cleef because he's going to have waves of monsters. And if you can taunt the monsters, you might be able to do really well with Cleef mana, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you get that taunt off. It's really, really helpful. Yeah, no, the element thing is going to be super, super interesting. We're going to have to switch weapons around. We're going to have to, maybe even switch in and out some monsters depending on what's needed. We'll of course have to see, what the boss looks
It
like
might
when you
not
play
even
this
be
game.
beneficial to do type advantage depending on the mechanics of each element,
Right?
right?
Yeah, 100%. As we've seen, we don't necessarily always just bring our best monsters, right? We got to bring the monsters that work best for that particular raid.
Uh, as a Cleef main, with the changes coming in 3 weeks, uh, do you think your damage output's going to be a little bit higher with the wind and fire changes?
I'm hoping. Of course, I'm not really a big numbers guy. I leave that kind of stuff up to you, but I am hoping that our damage output is a little bit more. It's extremely hard to build Cleef.
At least
Has
now
to be
you can
tanky.
bring a burn
Right. You
and a
got something.
frostbite.
I think we have a bleed, and that's about our only dot that we can put out. That's on
You
his fire
technically
skill 3.
have shock on your
Yeah, we have
green.
shock too, yeah, on the green one.
Yeah.
Be
Attack
nice
the
to have another one.
summons, as it says. What's interesting is he'll go to different places. So let's say it goes fire, water, wind in order. You kill the fire, go through a portal, fight the
Mhm.
water, go through a portal, fight the wind.
Yeah, different areas or different rooms, substages, as it says.
Yeah, which will be very interesting. That's a huge change from what we currently have going on.
Yeah, it'll be a very involved raid.
Now, this one we're a little unsure about, but I mean, we think this is just a different this is just a mistake in the name, right?
Yeah, so this one definitely is from the original IP of Summoner's War. We have the Nine-Tailed Fox
Mm-hmm.
family.
I'll bring it
They're
up right
originally a
here.
4-star. Yeah, there they are. They're originally a 4-star family in Sky Arena, the original game this is based off of, and they're definitely a pretty strong family. So obviously, the effects and all their skills are going to be slightly changed and different to work for Chronicles. But Kaika, you can kind of show them some of the things that these guys do are going to probably be pretty similar to what we get in Chronicles.
Yeah, so like all of the fire one, which is the main one they show us in the front, hit three times, 3 turns, hit 5 times. And when we look
Mhm.
over at the one they tell us here, you stack Foxfire. It doesn't tell us if you're getting it by your basic attack or skills, but
Right.
when you have enough Foxfire, you get added effects such as increased damage or increased number of hits,
Right.
which sounds like, her thing over here. 3 hits becomes 5, 3 hits becomes
Right.
5 becomes like 8 or whatever.
I guess that's just maybe like a thirst mechanic or Kina's little mechanic that she has
Thirst
that's
is a
like
good comparison.
yeah, kind of similar to that
But if we
maybe.
take a look, like this one, continuous damage, sleep, burn, brand.
Yeah. Damage taken up,
Yeah.
right? They call it now.
So
I
that's
still
going to
say
be
brand.
very interesting. From them, which one's your favorite of the 5?
So funny enough, old school Sky Arena, the fire ones used a lot in level 5 raids. And they're all pretty decent. I think the water one and the wind one does a lot of strips. So that'll be interesting. So yeah, that one, yeah, stripping benefit steals actually. So
Remove
these
all
are
beneficial
steel.
effect, remove all harmful effects. Wow.
Soul Fed. Yeah. So obviously they're going to be changed, right? It's not going to be exactly the same. They got to balance them
No,
for our
this
game,
this can
but
probably just be its thing.
yeah, it very well could be.
I mean, they're known for making water ridiculous in
All right,
Chronicles.
water OP
We were
right now.
talking about that a little bit off. So Korea is getting this today. So in the comments down below, I'll put uh, if it is this one or not, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Convenient systems. So 2 things they talk about here. One is this book thing. If you ever had to craft books, skill stones, or whatnot, and got a bunch of flat attack books, flat
Mhm.
defense books, +3 defense, you're not going to use that.
Yeah.
You can throw them in here and have a chance for your greens to become a blue and vice versa.
Right, exactly. And there's a chance for it to upgrade to the
Mm-hmm.
next tier, right? From blues going to purples and greens
Mm-hmm.
going to blues. So that's nice too. So there's a lot of uses now for all those trash books that we have. So keep all your books. Don't necessarily use your trash books. Put them into storage, and we'll use them when this comes out.
While we're on that, now you currently have 3 weeks to farm all the foggy you can.
Yeah. Foggy's used a lot. We just talked about that a little bit in another video.
Uh, so the equipment synthesis is you're going to be able to throw 2 pieces of equipment into another piece to re-roll it effectively. And you're pretty sure it's just the main stat?
Well, no, I mean, it's going to be all of it, right? It's going to be substats too.
Okay.
But let's say, like, for instance, my Orbia, my alt Orbia, I have Naraka bracelets. I have 5 defense percent Naraka bracelets. I cannot get a bracelet to drop with attack percent. So this would be nice for me because I'll be able to put those 3 together that are useless for my Orbia and then hopefully get an attack percent, right? That's the idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, if
So I don't
anything,
really
you may as well hold all 3 and then throw some foggy or shadow castle into them and get
yeah,
tries at it.
exactly. You were saying here is that one main material. So we'll
It
have to see when it
specifically
comes out.
says that. Topher also checked our notes as well. They
Yeah,
both say the main equipment is the
right.
one that does it,
You could use 1 Naraka gear and then 2 cheap foggy gears, and then you'll get a new
which is way
Naraka.
better than how most people read it, right?
Right. Yeah. I originally thought, and it made sense to me. You would just have a bunch of the same thing and you would merge it together to get something new. That made sense to me. It seemed fair, but this would be even better.
Because I'm really realistically with the raid coins, I'm going to use all my foggy, all my shadow castle, and use the coins to buy items, and then
Yep.
throw them into my other stuff.
100%. Yep.
And then all of my marsh, I'm throwing into runes.
True.
Uh, Only if it'll be interesting if they add 6-star runes to it. Uh,
Yeah.
Dungeon quick battle. This functionally isn't going to matter for most mid game, late game players, but if you've done the level of Path of Training, Path of Adventure, Subjugation 3 times, 10 times,
Yeah.
and
10.
right here they say 3 for them, but ours said 10, and ours says you have to be 40% stronger than the recommended
Right.
team power, and then you can use a ticket to clear.
Yeah. They said in our patch notes you get a ticket a day. So does that mean like 1 ticket for like a run of 3 or something like that? Or
I
like,
think you can stack up because if you've noticed, you can have like 1,000 tickets, like 1,000
Mhm.
of whatever Path of Growth tickets or whatever, but it'll
Right.
only let you do 99 autos at a time.
Interesting.
So
Never gotten that.
you might ticket 99.
Gotcha. Okay. But
With
you'll
Path of
do only get
99.
1 of those tickets a day, is from what I read.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
little.
What I'm saying is, at least this is what I see in other games,
Mhm.
is you use that ticket and then you clear however many your max is at the time. So like I
Gotcha.
might have 300 Path of Growth tickets, but currently it only lets you auto 99
Mm.
at a time.
Okay, so yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. It's yeah, if you get 1 a day, then you can just choose a path of adventure or growth or whatever to do that day.
And do
Drop
your
all your
18
tickets.
or whatever you're doing, depending on your
Right,
crystal income.
right.
And then you just clear it. They also said they're adding tickets to the battle pass, starting with the next battle pass. So they're getting this update today. So on the 3rd or the 5th, when the battle pass renews for them, we will be able to see what that looks like.
Good, awesome.
And then that's it for the update, but there was a few things we wanted to touch on. One is for everyone in NA, also EU, same thing. Each of you got a new banner today. Yesterday, one NA got Ariel, the water archangel,
Yep,
and EU got the fire Valkyrie.
right.
I forgot her name.
Vanessa.
Vanessa. So they're both actually decent units. I
Indeed.
recommend holding your scrolls for 1 week. because there's going to be an update next week, and new units can come out. We can find out new things. For NA, that could either be the unit in front of us right here, the new archer, which we'll go through the blurb in a minute, or the NineTailed Fox that we just talked about a little while ago. So wait a week, see what happens. If nothing happens, you lost nothing, right?
Right. Yeah, they come to us definitely. We had 5 banners just a little while ago, so they're not afraid to throw out as many banners as they can. So
no, and we've put out this advice before, right? With the Sekhmet banner, I think was the big one that we talked about, and it ended up paying off.
Yeah, it did.
But talking about the archer real quick, fire prevents debuffing and can cancel buffs. So they can't use debuffs and they can't buff themselves.
Interesting. It kind of makes them static.
Yeah, the can't debuff is kind of a weird thing. I'm not sure how that's going to play, but we've seen plenty of can't receive beneficial effects, right?
Sure, yeah.
But that's generally a fire thing.
Yeah, true.
Water reduces recovery received by target and replaces it with this is Nikki does this. Undead.
Oh yeah, with the undead effect. Yeah, she's like one of the only ones that does that too.
Oblivion and defense down.
Wow, that's everything.
Water.
Oblivion OP.
So you can have Tessarian, Ethna, and Water Archer.
Yeah. And just wreck.
Oh man. Wind.
That sounds pretty strong.
Okay. So Wind heals based off damage done. That's vampirism. We've seen this in other units. Can't be. So unenhancement is kind of weird. It sounds like it should say. Oh no, this cancels buffs. This is a strip, and this is a can't receive beneficial effects.
Yeah, the translation's a little bit weird, but yeah, we can try to poke through it.
That's kind of what it sounds like. So fire, they can't debuff, and they can't and strip. Water is sounding kind of stupid. Wind, I like the vampirism.
Yeah,
so you don't have to build into that. And also unrevivable.
Yeah. I think we have a couple monsters already doing that. It's really annoying.
So I've seen this philosophy in the Vampire Hunters we just got. And that's where the Vampire Hunters, the dark one, is like a mix of the fire and the wind. And this is kind of what the light is reading like right here, a mix of the fire and the wind. Because light gives undead and uses vampirism and cancel buffs.
Yeah, same thing up there.
And immunity.
Yeah, keeps them alive longer. Wow. We know how strong immunity is.
Dark has oblivion, silence, and blindness, and etc.
Etc.
If you have to put etc.
Right, random BS, go.
Oh man. This is the update that we saw, that we also got this same update when they got theirs. But I would save tickets because she's looking pretty good. At least the water. And the wind, I can see some edge cases, like people use Molly, right? The fire mermaid.
Molly's like the light one.
Oh, Molly's the light one. Sorry.
But yeah, the one you're talking about, I know, the fire mermaid.
Yeah, so does the same thing and also heals herself. Water and light and dark are all sounding pretty ridiculous. Another strip option sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Always need strips to counter that immunity meta right now.
But this is another reason the immunity meta that we're about to get more of.
Yeah, exactly.
So I like the idea of holding on to your tickets, especially if you are free to play or low spender. Because remember, you should be getting 10 scrolls a week from your level 6 alchemy. We also just had a tower reset. All servers got a tower clear event. Clear floor 200 on normal, you get another 10x. And hold
Yep.
on to that for next week until you see what the update has to offer.
Yep.
Anything you would like to add, Topher?
No, man, it looks like we're getting a lot of stuff pretty quickly, and I'm excited that they're finally, kind of showing off some of the stuff Korea's gotten. We're catching up. I think we're just a couple weeks behind now,
2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
yeah,
We're
and
two to
whereas
three weeks
before we were
behind,
like a month, it
and
felt like.
Global is about 2 months behind us.
Yeah, but the way they're putting out stuff on global, I think they'll catch up real fast.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. Every 2 weeks, they're
Yeah,
getting a new raid, new thing.
exactly.
This coming up week, they're getting Naraka, and then 2 weeks after that, when we get our guild thing, they might also get the guild thing,
They might.
and
The
and
seal,
they're
right?
getting seal.
Yeah,
So
real
they're
fast.
right on top of us.
Yep, at that point, 100%.
But all right, guys, I'll have a link down below to TopherSmurph's channel. And let us know if you'd like to see more collabs like this. And till next time, guys.